So I'm being told that the dating pool is contaminated and it has pee in it. Mm. Let's get into this video. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Art of Dating. I'm your host, Yasheka Foster, affectionately known as the Artist of Dating. And if this is your first time joining me, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications so that when I go live or when I upload a video, you will be notified. Let's get into this video. I'm hearing the talk around lately about the dating pool being contaminated. And so the way the people are describing it is that it has urine in it, it has pee in it. And I know that sounds gross, but when you think about it, right? Remember when you were a kid and if somebody peed in the pool had to be drained or whatever. Like if you were in a local pool and someone did something in the pool, it had to be drained and it had to be filled back up with fresh water because that water was contaminated and was no good. You could not use it for swimming or anything like that because nobody wants to swim in somebody else's mess. That's the same way the dating pool is, right? Everything, it seems that we need to drain all the water out of the dating pool and then fill it back up with fresh water. And so exactly what does it mean? I'm going to tell you. This is what it means. It means that people are out here doing things in the dating world that makes it hard to date. And so I'm going to give you some examples. Number one, people are showing up and not being authentic to who they are. So they're showing they're imposters. They believe that if they show up as their authentic self, that they won't get the person that they desire to get or that the person that they have their eye on. And so they believe that it's best to show an imposter or to show up as an imposter. And that way, that person will fall in love or get to like that person that they believe that they want them to be as opposed to the person they really are. And so the problem with that is simple. You don't know who you're dating, right? You don't know who you're dating until you're in the relationship. And so one of the things that I tell people to do is when you're dating someone, regardless if you guys live in two separate households, right? You do things separately. Make time to do things together. Make time to do things together. And I'm not talking about living in a bubble where, you go over their house or they come over your house and you might, order some takeout or you might go sit at a restaurant. You might go to dinner because see, it's just you two. But I'm talking about really be in it where you involve other people, right? Other situations so that you don't live in a bubble and then you can see how that person reacts. That person needs to be around people of the same sex, the opposite sex, people of different races, whatever, because then that person can't continue to put up a facade or show the imposter because at some point doing those interactions with different people, their true self eventually comes out. And so at that time, you can take notice and see if that the person that you are getting to know is the person that always shows up or if it's their imposter. And that's one of the reasons why, that is the number one reason why the dating pool looks to be a little contaminated, right? Okay, that's number one. Number two, it seems to me that people are not being honest about what they really want. And what that means is this. You'll have people that'll say that they want a relationship. They want to get to marriage. They want to have whatever, depending on where you at in life, right? They want their life partner. They want their forever partner. They want to do whatever. But then when they get that person or they get a person that fits that mold or whatever, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're still out here playing the field. They're out here still, believe that there's something out there better for them or something different from them. And maybe that person only checks off 6 of the 10 things. They believe that they can find somebody that can check off all 10 things on their list. And so they continue to go out. Whereas that they said that this person was the one. They said that they wanted to make mountains or move mountains with this person in the words of Usher Raymond, move mountains, right? But then when they actually get that person, they're not being authentic about what they want. And so one way to combat that is simple. Have conversations with people. Be honest about what you want. If for whatever reason you want to be a person to have your cake and eat it too, trust me, it's some people out there, male or female, man or woman, that will allow you to have your cake and eat it too. And guess what? They may eat a slice of cake with you as well. I'm just saying. So go and find those people. If that's something that you feel like you need to do, there are people who will match your energy. But when you go into a lying or not really being honest about what you want, then hey, you may end up somewhere, or you might end up with a person that, listen, they're not going to go for your BS. And then you wasted time, you wasted energy, and they wasted time and energy. So just be honest. Just tell a person exactly what it is you're looking for, what you want, what you need, and what you desire. And I say that in my motto. I say that in my little thing for me being the artist of dating, right? It's about going after what you want, what you need, and what you desire. And so when you're out here dating, don't lie about what you want. Don't lie about what you need. Don't lie about what you desire. Be honest. Show up as your authentic self and be honest. Number 3. Because I'm going to just give you 3, right? Because I think the top 3 that I'm giving is the most pivotal of them at all, right? Because there are a lot of things that contaminate the water, a lot of things. But I believe that these top 3 are the most. And that is simple. People are coming into relationships with their swords in their hands. Yes, just that simple. People are going into relationships or situationships with their sword in their hands, ready to fight, ready to slash, ready to fight, ready to cut, ready to do whatever, because they want whatever they want and they don't give a care about anything else. But if everybody just lay down their swords and come to an understanding that, hey, we all have the same goal in mind, or should I say both of us have the same goal in mind. We want to be happy. We want to have our forever person. And then we just want to go up to the moon and travel and do all those beautiful things that we're doing in this day and age, right? Lay down your swords. Lay down your swords and be vulnerable to a person. Lay down your swords and allow a person to come into your heart. Give your heart to somebody else. Let a person take your heart, and then you take that person's heart and you love on that person, right? Because at the end, that's what it's all about. So lay down your sword. And if everybody that enters the dating pool lay down their sword and just be honest about some things, right? Just be accepted of some things. Just understand that it's not going to be all unicorns and rainbows all the time. Sometimes there's going to be some black clouds. There's going to be some rainy days. That's part of life. It's not just the relationship. That's part of life, period. Every day in life, we face things that either brings us unicorns and rainbows or bring us cloud and thunderstorms or rain. It's not always sunshine. So why would you think that in a relationship it will be the same way? Because it wouldn't be. There's nothing like that. There's nothing that's beautiful every day. Even beautiful flowers eventually they die. You know, you got flowers that they don't stay beautiful all year round, right? I'm sure there's some, but for the most part, the real vibrant ones, the real beautiful ones, the real colorful ones, they don't stay beautiful all year round. I got a rose bush out there right now in my yard that I want to chop it down because all of it is dead. But guess what? It's out of season. But if I wait, it'll grow again and it'll be in season, and then the roses on it will be beautiful, right? But that's how life is. It's not going to always be beautiful. It's not going to always be bright. So you cannot expect the relationship to be that way as well. And so let's recap. What's making the dating pool have pee in it, or why people are saying that? Is because number 1, people are in it and they're not being their true selves. They're showing up as imposters. So be yourself. Be who you are, right? And if you're dating someone and you're really not sure if they're being who they are, take them on a little vacation. Spend some time with them in their environment, right? More than 2 days, more than a weekend, right? Spend a whole week at your partner's house and see how he or she responds or acts when you're close together every day like that, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, be honest about what you really want. If you really want to still have fun, then tell your partner that, or tell your prospect that. Let them know that, you know what, I'm still trying to fill some things out. I'm still trying to understand what I want. Be honest. Because that person might say, you know what, you go ahead and you do your thing. I'll be here. Or they may say, you know what, go ahead and do your thing. I'm going to move on. But that's the risk you take. But they can respect you better if you're honest with them, because guess what? If you let them know up front what you're doing, in case you do realize that this is the person that you want, you haven't burnt no bridges with them if you bow out nice instead of doing some stuff that's going to damage the relationship. And being dishonest is one way to damage a relationship and never get it back on track. Okay? Okay? So that's number 1 and 2. And number 3, when you get into a relationship, let's lay down our swords, right? If you're in a situationship, let's lay down our swords, all right? Because when you lay down your swords, you can actually allow yourself to receive love and to give love, because you're not going with it with this mask on or this bulletproof vest on. You're being vulnerable, right? You're being open. You're being honest about who you are, so that person can choose to love you or not, right? So that is why the dating pool appears to be tainted or contaminated with pee, right? And I hate that word, but it is what it is, and I don't want to sugarcoat anything, because this is what the streets are talking about. Okay? They believe that the dating pool is contaminated with pee. And I don't think it is. I just think that there's some things that need to be discussed. And the 3 things that I've talked about are the beginning of some honest conversations. And so I hope that this video helps somebody. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below and comment on this video and tell me, do you have a different set of top 3 about why you feel that it's a possibility that the dating pool could be contaminated? But guess what? And I want to say this before we go. Although it may be, right, we're still letting the water out and we're still letting fresh water in. So in other words, it's not completely hopeless, because we can turn this thing around. So let's do that, so that we all can find the person that we are meant to be with, the person that we love. We get what we want, what we need, and what we desire. And so we all can get to love, so we can get to the love making. I am your host, Yasheka Foster. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel, The Art of Dating. And I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.